Hey Leo, it's Caleb's Tarot. Right, you guys, let's do your first half free tarot reading. This is for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo. We're doing a 5-card spread for Leo. It may not resonate with every single one of you. If it doesn't, check out your mini rising or go see if another reader on YouTube's got the messages for you at this time. It's for Leo, Sun, Moon, Rising, Leo. Okay. Central issue for Leo is the Four of Pentacles in the reverse. The root of that is the Tower. The recent past is the King of Wands in the reverse. What's crowning you is the Queen of Cups reverse. And what's coming towards you is death. So, massive change and transformation is absolutely going to be pushed through. And I think that you actually end up in a situation that forces you to change something here that you've been probably reluctant to change. The thing is, whenever I see the Tower, it's trying to force the Tower to stay intact, despite it crumbling away. And the Tower represents a false foundation between you and somebody here. So we've got chemistry, strong magnetic attraction, and we've also got romantic feelings. Feelings are real and worth exploring. I think they have been real and worth exploring in the past. Now I'm not so sure. And I think that this is less chemistry, more magnetic attraction, which is what keeps you and this, whoever it is that you're dealing with, in contact with each other. Anyway, listen. So before I clarify this central issue, right, it's about release. It's about letting go. I mean, in the upright, the Four of Pentacles, kind of like the Hoarder, is the Klingon, is the Miser. You know, and hanging on for dear life, and it's usually to his detriment. And in the reverse, this is absolutely realizing you have got to let go of something here. It can be about sacrifice as well, sacrificing. The reason why is the Tower. You've got to sacrifice something here because it wasn't built on a false foundation. I think you've got to release something because it just wasn't real. It wasn't true, or maybe it was real in the past, but now not so much. I think feelings have changed, hence the Queen of Cups reversed in your crowning position. So in your recent past, I've got the King of Wands in the reverse. Could be dealing with another fire sign or a water sign, Scorpio. I've got Scorpio twice. So I don't know if some Leos are really dealing with Scorpios here. But yeah, in the recent past, we've got this King of Wands in the reverse. And this is somebody who abuses their position. This is somebody who can be quite argumentative. I mean, we'll have to see what the clarifiers say, but especially to see negative cards such as the Tower nearby, there could have been some sort of physical abuse going on as well, if not mental abuse. And I think that it's, again, we have to think, why is the mentality the way it is? It's because of the recent past. Why do we have this central issue? It's because of the root. They're all connected. And I think because of what you've been through in the past, it's led you to this point now where we're emotionally numb, unstable, not on an even keel. What the waves are crashing like a fucking tsunami at the minute. Let's just put it like that. And I think that not only are you emotionally unstable, I just get the feeling of being very numb for someone who you once had feelings for. And I think that it's kind of taken its toll on you. You may not be feeling yourself at the moment, which is, not good. Aries just got this card. Aries, so I don't know if some of you, especially because we've got the Aries card with the King of Wands in the past, if some of you didn't win Aries, or have been. But the King of Pentacles in the reverse, someone very selfish. They're out for themselves. They have no consideration for anybody else. This is just a very selfish person. And this is what you're releasing. This is what you're letting go of. Not the reason why you're letting go of it, because this person, you tried to build this tower, but it wasn't on a solid foundation. When we think about personal relationships or even friendships, this is something, when we see the Tower, it's just to highlight that whatever you guys have built on, whatever foundation you've laid for this partnership, relationship, or friendship, there's a few bricks missing, i.e. there's a few, valuable pieces of information that you've not had, or that you are only just finding out now, too late. So that could be lies, that could be the fact that this person isn't honest, that could be the fact that this person has hid things from you, etc., etc. That's what we mean when we say a false foundation. And you're dropping it with the Two of Pentacles in the reverse. Don't get me wrong, there could have been a third party situation as well, but that won't be for all of you. That'll just be for a handful of you. Well, yeah, the Two of Pentacles, this is you just completely dropping it. Absolutely. Right, let's clarify as King of Wands. So I've got the Ace of Wands. One more on that, please. And the Hierophant. So I think that you did have a commitment with somebody here. Now, this is going to be quite specific, and it won't be for all of you, but I think the Ace of Wands has come out for a reason. I think some of you are in a commitment with somebody who was quite, how can I explain this, rough in the bedroom. They have had fetishes, they have had, I wouldn't go as far as shades grey, but yeah, this is someone who actually sort of likened pleasure with pain for some of you, and it feels sordid. On the other hand, this could totally be sex with the axe. So I don't know if some of you have sort of split up with someone, but you continue having sex with them. So, Crown in position, the Knight of Swords. You're at a total standstill, Leo. Well, you've got to shut this out. I think mentally, you know, for this to come up in your Crown in position, what's going on in your mind with Five of Pentacles, I think you're trying to block out what actually needs to be done, because this is about shutting something out. And I think that you're blocking it out here when you shouldn't really. You should be dealing with it. I think if you've been through this and it's really affected you and you're trying to let go, but maybe you're not acting on it. Maybe you want to let go, but there's no action there. You know, or we're too emotionally drained or unstable to actually let it go. I just see you at a standstill at the moment, and it's very sort of disheartening, because I mean I'm paying attention to the Five of Pentacles. You know, they're locked out, but what they don't realise, if they look up, there is salvation. And I think that with the Five of Pentacles represent worth and value, and I'm starting to wonder if this is crowning you. Is this just a simple case of you guys needing to realise your own self-worth and value to correct this stagnancy and this emotional instability or numbness? You're emotionally numb, you know, and feeling very sort of cold at the moment. Just here's your salvation in the Five of Pentacles. That's why I love the tarot. The symbolism's absolutely amazing in these decks. Realisation of self-worth and value is what's going to help you get through this. What's coming towards you is the Death card. Change and transformation. Now, usually when we see the Death card in the reverse, it's not, but let me explain. It's you delaying change and transformation. You know, it's a very self-sabotaging card, and in the upright, it's either you personally taking action or the universe will. Literally, it basically says, if you don't do something about this now, we're gonna. That's kind of Spirit's way of sort of saying you don't have a choice in the matter. So let's clarify it. The Ace of Cups in the reverse, the Empress, and the Seven of Swords in the reverse. Oops, what's that? The King of Swords, yeah. Aries got this as well in that same outcome. This is needing to change your perception to a more realistic view of exactly what needs doing, right? So this person's going to continually bounce back around up to no good. And, you know, they're basically saying you'll keep nurturing it unless you see reality for what it really is. You need that reality check now. Don't be so concerned with love, new love specifically. You will be able to move on, but now's not a good time. That's why this card's in the reverse. This needs to be laid. Spirit's basically saying to you, Leo, if you're going through this, you've no choice in the matter. We're going to put blockages in place so that we can finally help you move on. So I think some of you have got some spiritual backing here. And I think that the Hierophant's going to back that up as well, to say that, you know, that level of spiritual backing has always been there, but now we're going to up the ante. Now we're going to force this to change because you've not. You know, I always think that, you know, when we go through situations like this, Spirit, destiny, the universe, whatever, will usually force you onto a different path if you don't take the valid steps you need yourself to do it. And sometimes it's not always initially first thought the path that you wanted to be on, but given time, you know, it does make sense in the end. And I think that you now need to start nurturing your own future and nurturing yourself, and actually sort of whatever this is that just wasn't working. I also get a feeling of argumentative behaviour in the past, Leo. Like really argumentative, like somebody who literally rips your fucking head off if they don't get their own way. I don't know, for some of you, like I say, it's going to be love. For others, it's going to be like a friend or family or something. Whatever this is, you're done. You're done. And I think that Spirit's seen you give enough chances to this person. You ain't giving no more. They're going to make damn sure of it. I think a lot of you are going to find you've got some spiritual backing going on here. Right. The overall advice, let what will be and start making steps to change things now, because if spirit takes over, it tends to be a hell of a lot more dramatic. You know, it's almost like if they want you out of a specific situation, they will literally show you the very worst sides of a person that can be quite soul destroying. But if they know that's the right way to get you out of this situation, they're going to do it. So sometimes it is better for you just to admit defeat and do this yourself. Like I say, if you know those that have gone through this will know exactly what I'm talking about. It's been long enough. So like I say, as far as signs go, I've got Earth, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. In fact, I've got all of them here. I've got the King of Swords, the King of Pentacles, and the King of Wands, all reversed. Whoever it is that you've been dealing with is extremely egotistical. Like, they're absolutely ego huge. They're not humble in the slightest, and they've got no consideration for you or your feelings. It's literally all about them. Very kind of ignorant energy that I'm seeing here. You know, Three Kings in the reverse, you're definitely dealing with someone egotistical. Absolutely. Who thinks them a bit of something when in reality they're not humble, they're not considerate, they're just not a nice person. Anywho, I'm going to leave this there. If anyone wants personal reading, feel free to email me. But in the meantime, you guys, I wish you all the best. And I'll be back on or around the 15th for your last February reads. You guys take care. Bye for now.